game.
Good day, everyone. We are BSCPE 3A of Dr. Young's colleges, and we are here to discuss the manipulating arrays. And allow me to introduce our team. And I am Lawrence, and together with me is Julius, Jasero, Mariella, JC, and Raino. Together, we are going to discuss and explain what we have understand about manipulating arrays. So, in web developing, handling data efficiency is crucial, and arrays are powerful tools that help developers manage collections of information. In PHP programming, with MySQL arrays play a central role in organizing, processing, and displaying data dramatically. This chapter focuses on the techniques of manipulating arrays, including creating and modifying both index and associative arrays, interrogating through their elements and utilizing built-in PHP functions for tasks such as sorting, combining, and comparing arrays. You will also learn how to use multidimensional arrays and how arrays can be integrated into web forms of dramatic data handling. Mastering the skills is essential for building responsive, data driven web application. So the objectives in this chapter, you will get to learn to manipulate array elements, declare and initialize associative arrays, iterate through any array, find and extract elements and values, sort, combine, and compare arrays, understand multidimensional arrays, and use arrays in web forms.
First, i-discuss natin kung paano mag-manipulate ng elements, manipulating elements. So first, nakikita natin dito sa code na to. Sa code na to, gagawa tayo ng ah, message board system. Then, kung makikita nyo sa code, may mga ginamit na variable na kailangan sa paggawa ng board message system. Nakita nyo is meron siyang slashes, and ATR replace. Ang function niyan is, ang strip slashes is, siya yung magtatanggal ng mga slash sa subject, name, and message. Then, susunod dun yung str replace. Pag tinanggal ang strip slashes, is tatanggal yung slash, then mare-replace siya ng ah, dash and symbol na yan, kung ano man yan. Then, next, ayan, dito naman, ito yung kadugtong to ng first slide ng manipulating elements. Dito makita nyo, gumamit tayo ng HTML. Ito yung magiging, sabihin natin parang design ng board message system natin. So, ayan, makikita nyo yung mga sizes ng ganyan-ganyan. Okay, next. Then, ito na yung magiging output ng mga code na ipinakita namin nung una. Yan. Nakita nyo dyan yung subject, name, post message, reset form, view message, and all. Ayan yung magiging output ng code na ginawa na pinakita sa mga unang slides. Next. Then dito naman, sa code na to, dito mag-aano ang mga kung, ah, kung dito ipapakita yung mga messages na nilagay ng mga user sa una nating pinakitang output. Yan. Next. Ito. Yan. Ito naman yung back end nung Kumbaga parang sabihin natin backend nung mm, word word message system. Nakita nyo dyan, gumamit tayo ng HTML entities. Dito, ginagamit yung HTML entities para ma-organize at maayos yung pagkaka-display niya sa system na yon. Kumbaga, malinis siya tignan sa output. Next. Ayan. Ganito ang tinutukoy ko. Ito ang output ng mga code na ipinakita natin. So makita nyo, organize ang 1 and 2 and 3. Ayan ang purpose ng HTML entities. Next. Array shift. Adding and removing elements from the beginning of an array. The array shift function removes the first element from the beginning of an array. So, ang function lang naman nito, ano lang, tatanggalin lang yung elements na nakalagay ay ang unang element sa isang array. Then, ang array unshift function adds one or more elements to the beginning of an array. So, while ang shift ay nagre-remove ng isang array, which is yung first element, sorry. While ang array shift is nire-remove niya ang first element sa isang array, ang array unshift naman is nag ah, nag-a-add pa ng isa or mahigit sa sa beginning ng array. Next. Ito ang example niyan. Nakita nyo. Nakita nyo mga top sellers dito ng mga kotse, Chevrolet Impala and etc. Dito makikita nyo, gumamit siya ng array shift top seller and array unshift top sellers Honda CR-V. Ang mangyayari niyan is, pag gumamit tayo ng array shift and top sellers, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina is, i-remove niya yung uh, wait, ah, sorry. Ang array shift is i-remove niya yung unang element sa isang array. So, ang mangyayari dito sa sinend na code na nakalagay dito, ang Chevrolet Impala is mawawala dito sa table. Sabihin natin table na yan. And array unshift, top sellers Honda CR-V. Mangyayari niyan is, ang Honda CR-V madadagdag sa sabihin natin, hindi pa na-remove ang Chevrolet Impala. Kapag ginamit natin yung array unshift top seller Honda CR-V, mangyayari niyan is, ang Honda CR-V is mapupunta sa taas ng Chevrolet Impala. Ito, ipapakita namin kung ano magiging itsura niya sa next na slide. Yan. Papansin nyo, original array, array after shifting, and array after unshifting. Nakita nyo yung output niya. So, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ang ang array shifting is i-remove ang unang element sa isang array. So, tumingin kayo sa original array. Then, tignan nyo ang array after shifting. Ang nawala is Chevrolet Impala. Ayan ang function ng shifting. While ang unshifting is nag-a-add. So, i-check natin ulit. Ang Honda CR-V ang nakalagay sa code sa pag-unshift. So, na-add ang Honda CR-V sa una. Next. The, uh, the array pop function removes the last element from the end of an array. Same din siya ng function. Almost the same siya ng function sa array, sa array shift. Pero, ang array pop is sa last element ng array. Then, ang array push function adds one or more elements to the end of an array. Same din sa unshift. While ang shift and unshift is nag-a-add and remove sa unang element ng array. Ang array pop and array push is sa last ng array. Next. Yan. Nakita nyo dyan yung code. So, array pop, hospital depths, removes pediatrics. So, makikita nyo dyan kung ano yung makikita nyo dyan kung ano yung mawawala and ma-add. So, ito walang output. Pero, ayan. Check nyo na lang po kung sakali sa ano. Yun lang. Next. The array splice. Function adds or remove array elements. So, ang function naman nito kung ano natin is para siyang pinag-combine na sa first four na sinabi natin. Ito naman, ang function nitong array splice is nagre-remove siya or nagre-replace ng array sa loob ng isang element. Kumbaga, minomodify niya ang isang element. For example, next. Ayan. Sabihin natin ganyan. Wait. Kumbaga, sabihin natin sa code. Kapag nag-array splice ka, then inano mo yung index, which is ayan, yung 3 and 0. Makita nyo kasi dito, first pala muna, explain ko. Makita nyo 0, 1, 2, 3 sa right side ng mga first element, second element, blah blah blah. Tawag dyan, index. Sa index, mag-i-start lagi tayo sa 0. So, para maano ng code natin yung dinedeclare natin kung ano yung element na dinedeclare natin. Ganon. So, makita nyo dyan. Ayan. Next. Same lang naman din dyan din. So, huwag na natin din masyadong explain dahil same na naman din yun. Next. Yan. Ito din. Isa din sa purpose ng array splice, yung magde-delete or magre-remove ng mga element. So, dyan, mawawala kapag na natin tong array splice hospital depths 1, 2. Ang mawawala dyan is yung molecular biology and neurology. Next. The unsent function removes array elements and other variables. So, ayun din. Parang no difference din siya sa mga pass na sabihin natin code. Wala naman din siya pinagkaiba dun sa mga nagre-remove din siya. But, ang ito na mga unset is nagre-remove siya kung ano yung ide-declare mong element sa isang array. Kahit nasa una pa siya, nasa gitna, or nasa last ng array. Next. Array unique. Function removes duplicate elements from an array. So, ayan. Ang function nito is Nagre-remove siya ng ano, duplicate niyang elements. Kagaya niyang elements sa isang array. So if ever man may na-doble or what, nire-remove niya yon. Then dun papasok si array values para hindi pag para if ever man may na-remove, maayos pa din output ng ang output ng array if ginamitan natin ng array values. Kumbaga, siya nagbabalik uli sa anong itsura ng array pag may na-remove na elements. Next. Ayan. So makita nyo dito sa code, yung mga ano ng kotse. May F-Series, Silverado, Camry, Accord, Corolla, Series, Honda Civic, CRV, Accord, Altima, Camry, Impala, Dodge Ram, Honda CRV. So makikita nyo dyan may mga duplicate ang ibang kotse. So dito papasok ang array unique and array values. So makikita nyo dyan sa naka-bold na code, array unique top sellers. Ayan, ang function niyan is, kagaya ng sabi ko kanina, inire-remove niya yung mga duplicate na mga elements. So expect nyo sa mga elements na nakalagay sa array, yung mga magkakaparehas diyan magiging isa. 'Di ba? So for example, ito. F sabihin natin Honda Accord. Honda Accord, kapag di natin ginamitan yan ng array unique, ang output niyan is dodoble siya. Dodoble siya. Nakalagay sa output dalawang Honda Accord. Pero pag ginamitan natin ng array unique, magiging isa na lang yan. Then, ginamitan din natin ng array values para hindi siya magulo-gulo. Organized pa rin ang output niya. So, ito ang magiging output ng code na to. Next. Next. Ayan. So, ayan. Dun sa output. Sa na 21. Ayan. Ayan. So, makikita nyo dyan. Ayan ang naging output. Makikita nyo sa output, walang duplicate ang mga elements na nakalagay. Sa Honda Accord, may duplicate yan sa code kanina but ginamitan natin ng unique, na-remove na yung duplicate niya. Naging isa na lang. Same din sa ibang elements na meron duplicate. Okay, next. Hmm.
Okay, so thank you for that, Mr. De La Cruz. So, by the way, I am John Rainiel Enriquez, and I'm going to discuss declaring and initializing associative arrays. So, in PHP. So, ano nga ba yung associative array? So, yung associative array is a special kind of array where we can assign meaningful keys to the values instead of just using numeric indexes. So, this is done using the array operator, which is the equal sign and greater than sign symbol. So, in Tagalog, yung associative array daw ay para siyang listahan kung saan meron tayong label or pangalan bawat item. Hindi yung basta-basta lang na numero or numbers. So, ginagamit natin yung operators na equal and greater than sign para sabihin kung anong key or yung susi yung katumbas ng isang value na to. So, as shown in the slide, we have the syntax $array underscore name equals array key equals greater than sign value, etc. and etc. So, for example, we have this Nunavut is the value with the key Iqaluot. Then the next one, we have Northwest Territories. So maybe we can say that Northwest Territories is the capital of Yellowknife. And then the next one, we have Whitehorse, which is listed with the numeric key 0. So, ayun, maaring yung Nunavut ay isang susi na mayroong value na equalot. So, with using this, mas madali nating maalala yung laman ng array kung may pangalan yung bawat entry. So, next slide please. So now, let's look at assigning values with or without key. So here's what happens, guys. So, meron tayong dollar sign territories, open bracket 100 close bracket equals Nunavut. And dito, ibig sabihin nung bracket na 100, it sets to the key into 100. Okay. So next, meron tayong another code na merong syntax ng dollar sign territories, tapos open and close bracket na lang, wala na siyang number, which is equals to Northwest Territories. So, ito namang part na to, it automatically uses the next available numeric key. Okay. So, para mas lalo natin maintindihan, yung kanina, pinili natin yung key na 100. So, bali yung territories 100, no, nabot na yun, 100 yung key niya. Tapos, itong next na to, yung Northwest Territories na to, ang mangyayari, hindi tayo naglagay ng key. Kaya, automatic na magiging 101 ito. Bali kasunod nung PHP na Nunavut na nasa unahan na 100. Tapos, we have another code here na dollar sign territories again, na wala ulit na number. Tapos, we have the value Yukon Territory. So, susunod lang siya dun sa Northwest Territories. So, automatically, magiging 102 yung value nito. So, isipin na lang natin na parang sa listahan lang yan, guys. Kung hindi mo man sasabihin kung pang ilan yung item na yun, siya na yung magbibilang para sa'yo. Ganun lang yung sequence ng associative arrays na tinutukoy na to. So, next slide, please. Okay, so wala na tayong slide for associative array. So basta lagi lang natin tatandaan na kapag may mga data tayong merong pangalan or mga labels, gaya ng mga pangalan ng mga lugar and yung mga capital nila or kabisera nila, mas mainam guys na gamitin natin yung associative arrays para mas madali nating mahanap at ma-display yung mga informations kasi nga 'di ba nakalakip na doon yung yung informations niya. So, with this topic naman, our next topic is about iterating through an array. So, we're going to discuss iteration through an array in PHP. So, in PHP, guys, arrays have what's we call an internal array pointer. So, yung pointer na to, it keeps track of the current position when you're looping through or accessing array elements. So, ano daw yung sinasabi? So, sa PHP daw, bawat array, meron tayong internal pointer na tinatawag. So, yung internal pointer na to, guys, ito yung parang marker or pananda natin na masasabi kung aling element na ba sa array yung kasalukuyang tinitingnan or ginagamit natin. So, let's look at this table na binigay dito, which is PHP functions siya guys na makakatulong sa atin to help us manipulate internal pointers. So the first syntax we have here is the current array. So yung current array na syntax na to, na function na to, this returns the current element where the pointer is. So, ibinabalik daw nung current array na to yung kasalukuyang element ng array na tinitingnan ng pointer. Okay. So, the next function we have is the each array function. So, yung each array daw na to, it returns the key and value of the current element and moves the pointer forward. So, pinapakita nito ang key at value ng kasalukuyang element, tapos, ililipat niya yung pointer doon sa susunod. Okay. So, the next function is the end array. So, yung end array daw natin, it moves the pointer to the last element. So yung NRA na to, in-advance nito yung pointer dun sa huling element ng array. It moves the pointer to the last element. Ganun. So yung next function naman natin, we have the key array. So yung key array naman natin, instead na dun sa last element, yung key array natin, it returns the key of the current element. So, ibinabalik yung key na to doon sa kasalukuyang element na ginagamit natin. So, next function naman natin, we have the next array, which is, it moves the pointer to the next element. So, yung next array na to, nililipat niya lang yung pointer dun sa susunod na element. Next lang, ganun. So, kung meron tayong next array, meron tayong previous array. Yung prev array naman natin, yung syntax niya, prev array. So, it moves the pointer to the previous element. So, instead na next, ito naman, bumabalik dun sa previous na element. So, the last function naman na we have is the reset array. So, yung reset array naman natin, it resets the pointer to the first element. So, binabalik lang nung reset array na to yung pinakaunang element ng array. So, lagi natin tatandaan na yung mga functions na to are very helpful, guys, when we want more control over how we transverse an array. So, ginagamit natin yung mga functions na to kapag gusto nating kontrolin kung saan-saan mag-uumpisa, magtatapos, or lumilipat-lipat yung mga elements sa loob ng isang array. So, next slides, please. Okay, so now let's take a look at an example. So in this slide, we see a list of outputs all saying the same thing. The capital of Newfoundland and Labrador is. So makikita natin na paulit-ulit yung sinasabi. The capital of Newfoundland and Labrador is. The capital of Newfoundland and Labrador is. Ulit-ulit siya, di ba? So, what's happening here is that the code is likely calling current multiple times. Yung tinuro ko kanina na current function. So, it's not using next function. Puro current function lang siya. Current, 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 ganyan. Walang next. So, ngayon, yung pointer, it never moves to the next element. Kaya siya paulit-ulit. Nangyari doon, paulit-ulit na tinatawag ng current function. Kaya lumalabas na output ay pare-parehas lang. Hindi umabante yung pointer kasi nga wala nga namang next na function. So even though the array have multiple values, we only ever see the first one over and over. So to properly go through all elements, we need to use the next function in a loop. So kung gusto natin na makita naman yung lahat ng array, gagamitin natin yung gagalawin natin yung pointer, gagamit tayo ng function na next or pwede rin naman na each para lumipat sa susunod na data. Tulad nung tinuro ko kanina, nandun yung mga ibig sabihin nun sa previous slide. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so we don't have any more slide with iterating to an array. So, ayun, lagi lang natin tatandaan, guys, na PHP offers us a way to control the internal array pointer using functions like current, next, reset, etc. Tulad ng tinuro kanina. So, useful yung mga functions na to when we want to manually iterate through arrays without using for each ng mga loops, 'di ba? Pwede natin gamitin yung mga iterating arrays na to para mas madali nating makontrol yung takbo ng ating code, lalo na kung gusto natin basahin yung laman ng array isa-isa. So, thank you and let me know if you have any questions.
So, pabalik sa 26 na slide, JC. So, yun. Thank you for that, Mr. Enriquez. And by the way, I'm Julius Lance Fortes. So, let's start with with the one of the most common things we do with arrays, finding if a value exists. So in order to determine whether a value exists in array, use this function rather than writing custom code. Ito yung in array underscore array in array underscore eh, in array in underscore array open close parenthesis. So next slide. So yun, focus agad tayo dun sa nasa baba na parang example. So yun, imagine you have a list of departments in a hospital and now you want to know that do we have a neurology department. Instead of writing a long loop to check each item one by one, PHP give us two helpful built-in functions. Yun, yung nakita yung variable na yung in array underscore open close parenthesis. Yung function nun parang returns true or false or basically yes or no. So, yung so it's like, hey page, parang inutusan niya like, PHP, parang nandito ba yung neurology sa list na to? And sasagot naman yung PHP, it's either yep or no. So, where is, next slide please. So, where is that value? Para mahanap natin yung value na gagamitin natin yung array search. Yun yung kanina. Then, ito naman, determining if a key exists. Sometimes, instead of checking for values, we want to check if a specific key exists in an associative array. So, next slide. So, yan. Think of usernames where the key is a nickname and the value is a real name. For example, yung nakikita nyo sa screen, yung dancer, fightman, assassin. Kunyari, tinawag ko yung dancer. Pag tinawag mo siya, lalabas yung pangalan na Daryl. That's next slide. So, yun, parang yung kanina, back tayo sa kanina. Parang chinecheck niya kung yung Patman is nasa screen name na or pag hindi, i-assign niya yun. So, ito naman, yung sa slice, parang returning to a portion of an array with a slice. Let's talk about slicing. Hindi to pizza but arrays. Sometimes you only want a part of an array, like first 5 top selling cars, not the whole list. Nandun yung sa next example. Next slide. So yan, yung sinabi ko kanina, yung top 5 selling cars. So, yun nga. Gagamitin natin yung array kanina, yung array underscore slice opening close parenthesis. So, para matake nyo yung chunk of an array. So, paano nagpa-function to? We start at index 0, beginning. Then, we get the first 5 elements. And lastly, when the loop through that the new array and print each vehicle. It's like saying, parang sinasabi niya na, hey, give me the 5, parang inutusan niya na magbigay ng top 5 sa listahan na to. So, yun lang. Sobrang helpful ng tools na yan and makakasave yan ng time pag nag-work ka na sa databases or user input. Yun lang. That's all.
Hello? Meron pa po sa 32. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Julius Lance Fuertes. Let me introduce myself first. I'm JC Eman Sinidosa, the one who, the presenter of this group. Let me introduce the sorting arrays. The most commonly used array sorting functions are sort, open close parenthesis, and rsort, open close parenthesis for index arrays, ksort, and krsort for associative arrays. Okay. So PHP provides several functions to sort arrays. For index arrays, you can use sort open close parenthesis to arrange values in ascending order A to Z or 0 to 9. Okay, next. So this code likely shows examples of how sort, open close parenthesis, and rsort change the order of arranged elements. These functions re-index the array, meaning the original keys are lost and numeric keys are assigned automatically. Bubul ako. Automatically. Okay. So let's proceed to page 35. So function are sort array, sort regular, sort numeric, sort string. So more examples are provided here to show how sorting affects both index and associative arrays. So this description, it's very important to understand that using sort open close parenthesis on a associative array will remove its original keys, converting it to numerical index array. So next, please. So if the sort open close parenthesis and rsort open close parenthesis functions are used to on associative array, the keys are replaced with indexes. So emphasize that sort and rsort do not preserve keys when sorting associative arrays. So if you need to maintain the original keys, you should use a sort to sort by values and ksort to sort by keys. So 37. So as you can see, this output here, it shows the results of using sort and rsort on index array. So as you can see, the Ford series and etc. and Toyota Corolla and Toyota Camry, and this is the output. Okay. So the array is reordered and keys are reset to 0, 1, 2, etc., which is okay for simple lists but not for data that relies on your key names. So okay, next. So this function shows the result of using sort on a associative array. The keys are lost and the array becomes index. So visually demonstrates why sort is not suitable for associative arrays if key preservation is required. So allows you to sort the associative array by values while keeping the keys. This is useful when you want a list ordered by values like scores but still want to know which key each values belongs to. Okay. So 40. So with ksort, you can sort the associative array by its keys in ascending order. This is helpful when you want to display data in order based on your key names, such as sorting usernames alphabetical. Buyo ko na nga. 41. Okay. PHP allows you to combine arrays using either the plus operator or the arrange merge function. The plus operator keeps the first array's values when keys are the same, while arrange merge all values and renumbers numeric indexes. So as you can see the code here, you can see the practical example of combining two arrays using the plus operator. If both arrays have the same numeric keys, the values from the first array are used, and the second array's values are ignored for those keys. So 43. This page shows the print result of combining arrays with plus, demonstrating how keys are preserved from the first array and how second array's values are only added if the key doesn't already exist. So PHP provides the useful functions, and the array diff functions returns a array of elements that exist one array but not in any other arrays to which is compare. So next. So explains that the syntax for array intersect and array diff, you can compare two or more arrays and PHP will return a new array showing either the differences or the similarities depending on which function you use. So as you can see, the example of associative arrays being combined with the plus operator, each key represents a province or territory, and the value is its capital. This is example shows how key value pairs are preserved when using plus. Okay, next. 47. The out ay, the output on this page shows how array intersect works by returning values that exist in all the arrays being compared. It's great way to find shared items across multiple lists. And last, here, arrange merge is used to combine two arrays completely. The result is a new array that includes all values with numeric keys reindex. This is useful when creating full lists from smaller parts. And okay, thank you. So let's proceed to Mariela.
Hello, good evening. I am Mariela Grace Villarico and I will be your next presenter of the topic. JC, would you please um uh prepare the slides for the using arrays in web forms in page 57. JC, please prepare the page 57.
Page 50, Ella.
57. Ayan, start na po tayo. Using arrays in web forms. To start, what what are the uses of using arrays in web forms? Let me tell you that one of its many uses is storing data from an array by using square brackets to the value based on its name attribute, and data from any element with the same value of for the name attribute will be added to the array with that name. Next slide. Here you can see that the name attribute has the value of answers um, with the square brackets. it in this case, when the answers is posted, the the answers in the form will be iterized and in a excuse me, it will be iterized in a numeric value. Next, please. Here, we can see in the code snippet, it uses the function of if. Then, the function is array. It checks if the list is an array. Then, the function um, dollar sign underscore post open bracket uh, quote answers close quote and close parenthesis. In the second line, it it uh it inputs that the dollar sign index is equals to 0, the beginning of the array. Then the next we have a for each loop that each item in the array is interpreted as the answer. Then each item will be interpreted in and incremented by ones. In this case, post answers will be an array like answer 1, answer 2, and answer 3. The next please, next slide. Here we can see that the output for the array, if the questions for each question, the answers for each question is gorilla, kitten, and polar bear. When we see the answers after the questions, the gorilla is answer 1, then kitten is interpreted as answer 2, then polar bear will be answer 3. Next, please. Here in multidimensional array notation, it works as the same as the first um, function as the code snippet, but it specifies whether that the process posted form information is in more specified form. Here, the code snippet checks first if the items on the list is an array. Then the count function um, gives the answers array a numeric value, like if the gorilla, which is answer 1, have the index of 0, then so on and so forth. In the echo function, it just prints the answer for question index 1 or dollar sign I plus 1 is the first item on the array. Next, please. Now, in the topic of creating an associative forms array, it shows that the there is a key value on each excuse me, array item on the main array using the name attribute. In this example, you can see that the name attribute has the answers array when the question 1 is equivalent to the answer 1 or 0 index. In here, in this case, in the associative array, question 1 equals to answer 1, which is the gorilla. Question 2 equals to answer 2, which is the kitten. Then question 3 equals to answer 3, which is the mm, polar bear. Yes. And the next slide will be a summary of each syntax and functions that that has been used to display and discuss the topic in our manipulating arrays. Next, please. Thank you. And wait, tapos na ata.